Have you ever, really stopped to think about what gets you going in the morning? What pulls you out of bed feeling, well, ready for the day?
That's a big question.
It is, right. Or
Yeah.
maybe you've wondered what the secret is to not just living a long time, but living a life that feels really full, purposeful, happy.
Yeah, genuinely happy, not just existing.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving deep into something that might hold some answers. It's called Ikigai.
Ah, Ikigai. A beautiful concept.
It really is. It's Japanese, often translated as a reason for being.
That's common translation, yeah.
And our guide for this is the book Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life by Héctor García and Francesc Miralles.
A fantastic read, very insightful.
And these guys, they didn't just write about it from an armchair. They actually went to Okinawa in Japan.
Right, the land of the immortals, as it's sometimes called, famous for its centenarians.
People living vibrant lives well past 100. So our mission today in this deep dive is to pull out the core ideas from their research.
To see how this philosophy, and maybe some surprisingly simple choices, can help us find more longevity, joy, purpose.
Exactly. In your own life. Okay, let's unpack this.
It's a great blend, the book.
Yeah.
Philosophy, psychology, lifestyle, culture, all woven together. They really make that Okinawan wisdom feel, well, usable, relevant.
So let's start right there. What is Ikigai really? We hear a reason to get up in the morning.
Which is true, but it's more nuanced than that.
The book talks about it being like a sweet spot, right? Where four things come together.
Precisely. It's that intersection. Think of it like four overlapping circles.
Okay, so what are they?
First, what do you love? What truly brings you joy? Second, what are you good at? Your skills, your talents.
Right.
Third, what does the world need? What contribution can you make, big or small? And fourth, what can you actually be paid for? Or, what provides you with sustenance?
And the book argues everyone has one, an Ikigai.
Yeah, they believe everyone has one, even if it takes some digging, some real self-reflection to find it. What's fascinating here is how tangible it becomes when you look at Okinawa. It's not just a nice idea.
It connects to their lifestyle.
Directly. The authors saw these common threads in the centenarians they met. Yes, a healthy diet, that's part of it, but also consistent, gentle activity.
Like gardening, walking, not hitting the gym hard.
Exactly. Movement woven into the day. And, crucially, strong community ties. These moai, these social support groups, lifelong friends.
And that sense of belonging.
Huge. And underpinning it all was this clear sense of purpose. Their Ikigai. It fuels the healthy habits, and the habits support the purpose. It's this reinforcing cycle.
That link between the inner feeling, the purpose, and the outer actions, the lifestyle, that's really compelling.
It is.
So how does having that purpose actually, benefit us day to day? What did the authors find about this power of purpose?
Well, they explain it as kind of anchor for your mental health, your physical health too.
An anchor? I like that.
When you have that clear Ikigai, it gives meaning to what you do. And the research backs this up. Lower stress, better heart health, even sharper minds.
Wow.
Think about it. If your daily tasks, your job, your chores, whatever, if they feel connected to something bigger, something you care about,
They stop feeling like chores.
exactly, they become part of a meaningful journey. It changes your whole experience, reduces that feeling of drudgery, builds resilience. It finds significance, even in ordinary things.
That makes total sense.
That-
If there's meaning, the effort feels different, less like a burden.
Right.
And this ties into another big idea in the book, something maybe listeners have felt without naming it. Here's where it gets really interesting. The concept of flow.
Ah, flow. Yes. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's concept, which they integrate beautifully.
Describe that for us. What is flow?
Flow is that state where you're just completely absorbed in what you're doing, utterly
Where
immersed.
time just vanishes.
Exactly. Time disappears. You lose your sense of self-consciousness. You're just
Look,
in it. The effort feels, effortless, even exhilarating.
I think everyone knows that feeling. Maybe painting or coding or playing music or even a really great conversation.
That's it. Hours can just fly by. And the authors share this quote. It's quite powerful. The happiest people are not the ones who achieve the most. They are the ones who spend more time than others in a state of flow.
That's counterintuitive in our achievement-focused world.
It is. But it suggests happiness lies in the process, in the engagement itself. And this state, this flow state, it's a huge clue.
A clue to your Ikigai.
Very often, yes. The activities where you naturally find flow, where your skills perfectly meet a challenge, That's where your Ikigai might be hiding. It shows you where your passions and talents align.
That's such a useful way to think about it. I bet people listening can pinpoint those flow moments in their own lives, maybe a hobby or that one work project where everything just clicked.
Absolutely. It's a universal experience.
But can we, like, create more flow, not just wait for it to strike?
Good question. And yes, the book suggests we can. It's about setting up the right conditions.
How so?
Well, flow tends to happen when you have clear goals for the task, when it challenges you but isn't overwhelming, and when you get immediate feedback on how you're doing.
Okay.
So you can take even a mundane task, break it down, set a clear mini goal, maybe time yourself or track progress somehow, minimize distractions, really focus.
So design for flow, don't just wish for it.
Exactly. Be intentional about creating those conditions for deep immersion.
That's practical. Okay, so we've got purpose, we've got flow, but it's easy to think this is all very high-level stuff. The Okinawans, though, their Ikigai seemed rooted in everyday things, too. The little things that add up, as the book calls them.
Yes, this is so important. It's not about massive life changes overnight. It's the power of consistency in small, mindful habits.
Like what? What are some of those daily habits?
One famous one is hara hachibu.
Right, the eating thing.
Yeah, eating until you're only 80% full. It's not about calorie counting, it's about mindful eating, tuning into your body's signals and stopping just before you're stuffed.
Seems simple, but probably hard to do consistently.
It takes practice. But the long-term benefits for digestion, energy, they add up. Then there's the gentle, regular movement we talked about, constant motion, not intense bursts.
Just woven into the day.
And those strong social connections, the moai, regular meetups, mutual support, shared interests. That sense of community is vital.
Prevents isolation, which we know is so damaging.
Absolutely. And finally, just simple mindfulness and gratitude. Appreciating nature, being thankful for a meal, small moments of presence. None of these are, earth-shattering on their own.
But together, over time.
Exactly. They compound. They create this incredibly resilient foundation for well-being and longevity.
It really shows the power of habit stacking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But life isn't always smooth sailing, even in Okinawa, I imagine. Stress happens, hardship happens.
Of course.
How does Ikigai and maybe the culture around it help people deal with the tough stuff? How does it build resilience?
That's a great point. Ikigai itself acts as that inner anchor we mentioned. But the book also introduces related Japanese concepts that foster resilience.
What?
Well, there's wabi-sabi, this idea of finding beauty in imperfection, in things being transient or incomplete.
Okay. Like appreciating an old, worn object.
Exactly. Instead of striving for flawless perfection, it embraces the natural cycle of growth and decay. It accepts impermanence. It finds beauty in the flaws that tell a story.
That's a very different mindset.
It is. And then there's gammon, which is about enduring difficulties with dignity and self-control, perseverance, patience, resilience in the face of things you can't immediately change.
So, not complaining, but enduring with inner strength.
Kind of, yeah. It's about maintaining emotional maturity and perspective during adversity. These aren't just philosophies. They're cultural shock absorbers, helping maintain balance.
And Ikigai fuels this.
If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
yes, your Ikigai gives you that why, that reason to persevere. Setbacks become part of the path, not the end of the road. It gives you a stronger sense of self to weather the storms. These small choices, this mindset, they build robust resilience.
Finding beauty in imperfection and enduring with patience, that feels deeply wise. Okay, so we understand Ikigai, the benefits, the habits, the resilience it builds. Let's get practical for the listener.
Right.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now, and how do you find your own Ikigai? The book boils it down to those 4 questions again, doesn't it?
It does. They offer them as a starting point for self-reflection.
Let's quickly recap them. 1, what do you love?
2, what are you good at?
3, what does the world need?
And 4, what can you be paid for?
How do we use these? Is it like a checklist?
Not really a checklist, more like areas to explore, and it's usually not a straight line.
Okay.
You might know what you love or what you're good at. The trickier parts are often figuring out how that connects to what the world needs and how you might sustain yourself doing it.
And that world needs part. It doesn't have to be saving the planet, right? It could be smaller.
Absolutely. It can be brightening your local community, helping one person, creating something beautiful someone else enjoys. It's about contribution on any scale. And the paid for part might be indirect, or maybe it starts as a side thing.
So the Ikigai is where those 4 circles overlap.
That's the sweet spot, yeah. It requires introspection, maybe trying things out, journaling, talking to people. It's a journey, not an instant discovery. Patience is key.
It takes the pressure off knowing it's a journey. The book also shares specific lessons from the world's longest-lived people, from those Okinawans. What stood out there?
Some really clear themes emerged. Optimism was big, facing challenges with a positive attitude, keeping minds active, always learning, staying curious, having hobbies.
Use it or lose it, for the brain.
Seems like it. Strong routines were common, too, providing structure. And again, those deep friendships and social connections. Community.
Always coming back to community.
And finding real joy in simple things. Appreciating nature, food, moments with family. Not needing lots of material things to be content.
That feels like a lesson we could all use.
And perhaps the most profound lesson. This raises an important question about how we view work and life stages.
Which is?
Many Okinawans essentially never retire. Not in the sense of just stopping everything.
Wow. Really?
Their Ikigai, their purpose, isn't just tied to a job they leave behind. It's linked to contribution, to staying active and involved. They keep gardening, teaching grandkids, participating in their moai.
As long as they physically can.
Exactly. Their purpose continues. There's that great quote, "Only staying active will make you want to live 100 years." It flips the script on retirement being the ultimate goal.
Instead of stopping activity, you continue meaningful activity.
Yes.
That's huge.
It's a fundamental shift in perspective, seeing purpose as a lifelong companion, not a phase of life.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up for you, our listener. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
We've seen Ikigai as that deep reason for being where love, skill, need, and sustenance meet. We've talked about the incredible power of small, consistent daily choices, eating mindfully, moving gently, connecting deeply.
Those compounding habits.
We touched on the joy of flow, getting lost in meaningful activity, and the strength found in resilience, in accepting imperfection, in gamen.
Finding beauty and strength in the journey.
And this powerful idea that purpose doesn't have to end, that continuous contribution fuels a long, happy life. It's not about massive changes, but integrating this mindset, these practices day by day. So, thinking about all this, what stands out most to you?
For me, it's the universality. Yes, it comes from Japan, from Okinawa, but that search for meaning, that need for connection and purpose, that's just human. These aren't exotic secrets. They're fundamental principles we can all tap into wherever we are.
That's a great final thought. This deep dive, it really offers a path, doesn't it? Towards a life with more purpose, maybe more longevity, definitely more richness. So as you go about your day-to-day, maybe just consider what's one small choice, one tiny step you can take to move just a little bit closer to your own reason for being, your